Hello, welcome to program 1 of Pilates Basics. This is a great place to start after you've done the basic moves and gotten familiar with those, which you can find on my channel, Pilates Basic Moves Foundations. So this is a circuit that is also a good warm-up for other classes. If you want to take this, you're more advanced in your practice, go take another Pilates video or other workout. This is spinal mobility and core. Okay, let's get started. We're going to do 2 rounds of this. It's going to be pretty short, so you'll feel the different second round as you warm up. If it's really just a warm up, feel free to just do 1 round and then stop the video. So starting with our pelvic tilts, pelvic rocks, whatever you want to call it. Okay, come to your Pilates alignment. Okay, we should breathe first, though. Don't forget to breathe every time. You should always start with at least 3 rounds of breath to connect to your core. That is how you use your core muscles correctly. Okay, you can bring your hands to your belly. Inhale through the nose. Feel your rib cage expand east and west laterally, and then as you exhale through the mouth, everything comes inward. Now keep on breathing. Think of 30% engagement of your abs, of your core, as you keep on breathing. If you want to do a few rounds where you open your rib cage first, loosen everything up, feel free. But then keep that engagement as you continue to breathe. So it's not a full flare of the ribs. You stay engaged. Okay, we're looking for that neutral alignment, honoring the natural curve of the spine. Okay, everything is in line. Your head is directly up to the ceiling, shoulders back and down, hips in line with knees, in line with your feet. Palms come down onto the mat, or you can always put your pinkies in the crease of your hips. Inhale. Exhale, tuck the tailbone under. Now we're imprinting the spine so that there's no space between your back and the mat. And then just release, you rock to neutral. So some people try or like to do this kind of like a little tuck under and then release. You can think of it that way. We're really just figuring out how to move the pelvis. So isolating. Pretend, this is my favorite thing. Pretend that you don't have legs or glute muscles. Okay, a lot of people curl under here and lift their seat using their glute muscles. No, this is just using the lower abs. Okay, so this whole time you're tucking under and release. Good, tuck it under and release. Okay, come to your neutral spine. So 30% engagement. Now we're on to the next thing. We're going into our bridge. If it's okay for your spine to roll up, that's what we're doing. So we start with that, tuck the tailbone under, that imprinted spine. Then you engage the glute muscles. Roll up from the low back, mid back, and then you come to the tips of your shoulder blades. Inhale at the top. Exhale, roll down 1 vertebra at a time. All the way to the bottom, release, inhale. Tuck the tailbone under, and we go back up. So this is the pattern. Inhale, on your exhale, roll up, pause at the top, inhale. Exhale, roll down. So keep going with your inhale and exhale as I tell you more visualization. So you can pretend you are Velcro and you're picking up your body as one Velcro piece, like peeling it off of the other, and then you smooth it back down exactly in alignment with without having any little bumps or curves in the Velcro. Okay, we're going for around 8 here. Okay, so halfway there. This is a glute and hamstring exercise as much as it is spinal mobility and working the core. Okay, so the reason why we're articulating these bridges is we're really going for that spinal mobility that you don't want to lose, especially as you're aging. So this is a great way to keep your spinal mobility. A flexible or a mobile spine rather is a healthy spine, and it's going to alleviate a lot of pain in other areas of the body, not just in the back. Okay, let's go last one. All the way up. Inhale at the top. Really pull into your abs here. C curve down, down. Good. Okay. Take a second. If you want to kind of rock the knees, you can. Next, we're going marching, or some people call this scissors. So we just lift. Okay. Before we get there, you're back in your neutral spine, and then engage the core. You're not clenching everything down, okay, but 30% engagement. The goal here, put your hands on your hip bones. Okay, the goal here as we lift one leg to tabletop and put it back down is minimal muscle engagement. Okay, so really we have the low abs are working a lot to keep your pelvis still. We don't want to feel the weight shift from side to side. And then you don't want to engage your hip flexors, the fronts of your hips, like crazy. They're going to work a little bit naturally as you're picking up your leg. Okay, but it's a good idea. You can even put your fingertips on your hip flexors and make sure that they're not like super firing. They're gonna engage, but you want to think of your back stabilizers actually are playing a big role in this. I feel my small back stabilizers firing here along with your core. Okay, so we do these small, simple movements now so that we know how to activate the correct muscles later as we advance the practice. And I do exercises, even though I do like advanced Pilates, I always start with these kinds of exercises to warm up, or else the big muscles are going to take over, and then that's just going to lead to pain, and that's not good. Okay. Good. Let's just do one more. And you exhale as you lift. Good. Okay, now we're doing hundreds. We're going single leg version. This is a very basic hundreds. They're called hundreds because you pump your arms 100 times. You inhale for 5 pumps and exhale for 5. We're going to keep the head down for this first one. Right leg comes to tabletop, 90-degree angle, knee to hip, and then knee going to your foot. There's a 90-degree angle under the knee here. I should be able to put a cup of tea on your shins. Just engage the core. We're just working on our breath. So deep inhale and exhale, that engages your transverse abs. Go, pump the arms. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. Exhale, switch the legs. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. Force it out. Last set. Exhale. Put it down. So working the back, shoulder muscles as well. Just really, that's like a lot. It's breathing, learning how to do your deep breaths to engage your core. Okay, chest lift or abdominal curl, either one. Let's put the hands behind the head to support, and then bring your elbows up into your peripheral vision. Feet, knees in alignment. Inhale, tuck the chin into the chest. On the exhale, you lift head, neck, and shoulders. Shoulder blades are off the mat. Inhale at the top. Exhale, lower. Inhale, chin into chest. Exhale, lift, stay at the top for an inhale. Get a little shake, and then exhale. So you exhale as you go up and down so that you work in both directions, as in you don't flare your ribs when you come down. Inhale, exhale. So the amount of times, you keep going with your breath, that I say inhale and exhale a day when I'm teaching classes is crazy. I realized after teaching 7 hours the other day, I came home and in my head were just constantly the words inhale, exhale. I was like, I'm supposed to have music in my head, not the words inhale and exhale. They're no longer calming words to me. It's okay. I need to think of like other ways to say that. Okay, let's just go one more. And relax it down. Nice work. Okay, last thing. On to exercise number 6. Turn onto your belly. Cobra. Okay, so this one, this is not just a back stretch, but this is really good for low back pain. Separate your legs a little bit further than your hips, and then tuck the tailbone under so that you come into that neutral spine. Your head can be resting down. And then we're at like goalpost arms right here. You're about out, your elbows are bent out from your shoulders. And then there's just a small engagement of the legs and the seat, but not a lot. Just think of the lower abs a little bit more. And then your toes are pointed, or not your toes, like your foot is arched. Okay, so we inhale and then extend the head first. And then you come up, engage your core a little bit so that you're not really arching. And then you look up just a little as you can, and then lengthen your spine to come back down. So it's length in both directions. Feel like there's a string at the top of your head pulling you up and out. Inhale at the top and then exhale, lengthen longer. And then my hands are not super pushing me up. They're here for support. Shoulders are back and down. Good. Okay, so I'm not just arching or sinking. Shoulders back and down. Hands are a little bit of support, but I can lift my fingertips up easily here and come down. Good. Let's do 2 more. And last one. Good. You can take a little rotation of the head, little stretch, and come all the way down. Good. Okay, that was round 1. Let's see if we're a little more warm. Lay back down. You're in your alignment. Okay, fix your hair. And we are going for pelvic rocks. If you didn't last time, go ahead, bring your hands onto your pelvis. Pinkies are in that hip crease. Inhale, exhale, tuck, and release. Let's go a little more tempo. Tuck, release. No glutes. That's your seat muscles. Your seat muscles do not fire. We go a tuck, release, a tuck, release. Good. Super important to learn how to isolate these muscles. Pick up the pelvic floor. You'll get it with time. Okay. And we go into our bridge, arms down. We start with an imprint. Same thing, glutes, and you roll all the way up. Inhale at the top. Good. My eyes are closed for like 80% of mat work. It just feels good, and I think keep going, it helps connect to the muscles. I always say you want to put the mind to the muscle, okay? So here, low abs tuck under, glutes pick up, core, core, core. You can think of your hamstrings and come back down. So hamstrings will fire if you energetically pull your feet towards your butt. Okay, pull. And then you're like, whoa, they're active. Okay, good. Toes spread wide. We go up. let's do one more. Good, and scissors. We go right leg and down, a left and down, up and down, and up and down. Good. Shoulders relaxed, eyes relaxed, jaw relaxed. Only work what you need to. Work smart, not hard. One more each side. One and a one. Good, hundreds. This time we're going to switch legs every time. Okay, right leg up. Pump the arms. Inhale. Exhale. And switch. In. Out. Switch. In. Out. Switch. In. Out. In. Out. In. Out. In. Out. In. Out. Last set. Out. Good. Chest lift. Hands behind your head. Tuck the chin into the chest. Inhale. Exhale, lift. Inhale. Exhale, lower. I have to resist the urge too to go quickly. It truly is more challenging the slower you go. Inhale. Exhale. And it becomes kind of meditative when you go slow. 3 more. And release. Good. Okay, last thing. Whoa, we're already there. Cobra. Okay. Okay, hips outside. Legs outside of hips. Goalpost, arms, head down. Tuck the tailbone under. Engage. Inhale. Lengthen long. Lifts. And lower. If you have low back pain here, it's probably a sign that you're sinking into your back rather than staying in that like neutral position. Sometimes you also just need to stretch before you work. So even before you do this, you need to like stretch out your glutes or your hamstrings, back, child's pose, your side body. So think of doing like maybe 5-10 minutes of stretching. If you just keep on having pain when you work out, we often need to mobilize and relax the muscles first. Good, okay, that's enough. And come on up. And why not? Child's pose / shell stretch in Pilates is more active. So think of that C-curve spine and then hands back by your side. So you're not just resting down, but you're actively pulling into your spine. And then you're kind of getting your back muscles a little more. And we'll come up. Okay, there was your program 1. Nice work. That's good for today, or you can go do another video.